And the kick is off. A short kick taken at the 35. We'll see what the Wolverines can do with it here. They have an avenue down the right side. They're going to run out of real estate there and tackled out of bounds. Already deep in Fox's territory. Handoff here. That one not going to go far. Lands them good field position. Man in motion. Misdirection play here. They have a hole up the middle. This one carried down inside the 20, and that's Holt's first carry of the game, and he'll take the ball inside the red zone. See if they continue with the ground game here. An experienced offensive line. They'll hand it off again. A hole to the left. This one opens up and gone. Opening drive, touchdown, no laundry on the field, so we have ourselves a 6-0 score. Hill into the end zone for his fourth touchdown of the year. Still filing in for the Foxes, and as they file in, they see a 6-0 score, now 7-0. Kick is up and good. Now a deep kick by the Wolverines. It'll be the first time the Foxes will get the ball tonight. The return taken, a hole up the middle, and now they get a bit of real estate to work with up towards midfield. 90 seconds into this one, Woodland Hills up a score. And now the Fox is going to air it out with a chance to try and come back in this one. Short completion made towards the sticks. Foxes from Fox Chapel move that one forward. Another snap out of the shotgun. The handoff quickly. This one not going to go far. Looks like the offensive lineman will push the pile forward for a gain of maybe 3 at most. 3 receivers, a sidecar, and a running back. Quick handoff here. It'll again be a short gain. So it'll be 3rd and 5 from the 39. Fox is looking to move the chains outside of field goal range. Quick pass there. The completion dropped. No. In and out of the hands of number 5, Cole Waxter. Here early in this one, a 4th down and 5. The Fox is trying to move the chains here. Good job by the defensive line not to move, and now a big, let's see if they get an intentional grounding call there. A takedown by the defensive line. Here Wolverines with the ball at the 39. They'll keep it on the ground here early. That carry swallowed up in the backfield. Whistle is blown, so it will be 2nd and 10 now. Drop back first pass of the evening. Wolverines able to move it out to the 46 after forward progress. See if they keep it in the air here, and they won't. They'll hand it off, making a couple miss. That'll be close to the marker. Now the Wolverines on the other end, out of the shotgun. Need about half a yard. They're going to hand it off again, and this one swallowed up, but Holt able to make a couple miss. He sidesteps the tacklers, and he is going to be gone. The perseverance, a couple shimmy shanks away from the defense, and Holt in the end zone for the Wolverines.
And that was really an impressive run by Saeed Holt. Initially taking contact in the backfield, and I thought he was going to get dropped for a loss.
Now the PAT trying to make it 14-0. The snap held by Whitehurst. The kick up and good. Straight through. 14-0 Wolverines. Now another kick return. They got good yardage off the last one. Again with a bit of a hole. Andrew Witt, the leading receiver, with 3 receptions and 73 yards. And that one almost intercepted. Was tipped by the receiver. This time it'll be a handoff off the right side of the line. And passing situation for the Foxes on a 3rd and 8 from their own 42. Back to pass. throwing down across the middle. That one completed up towards the 40. A nice tackle there afterwards.
Defensive players just let the 4 secondary players cover the wide receivers. And Coleman had nice coverage on the receiver, but the receiver was able to make a nice catch.
The shotgun Espina for the Foxes, who goes to work with 2 receivers on his left. He's going to keep it, though, and he'll find a little bit of running room. Stiff arm makes a couple people miss, and he'll move the chains again. And they'll move the ball again quickly here. Offense trying to keep that pace up. And again, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and a running back. That one's fumbled. That ball comes loose. It's still on the ground. Espina able to roll around quickly and dive on that one. Back to drop. That one going towards the end zone. They have a couple men there. It was tipped. Did they catch it? Down to the 1-yard line. The receiver sticks with it. And a huge completion there, hauled in by Cole Waxter. So 1st and goal at the 1-yard line after the fortuitous catch. And that one stopped before it gets going. Nearing 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Again, the handoff. That one's moved forward, but still not across that goal line, so it'll be 3rd down and goal. Foxes can smell it, but can they get that ball across the pylon? A quick pitch there, and they will score. The snap, the option, tossed back to the running back, and that's Thomas that's able to carry it across the goal line. Kick is blocked and blown dead. And that one kicked a little deeper after the short kick the last time. Gave the Wolverines great field position. This one will be stood up just past the 30-yard line. Quarterback keeper here, taken up. One man misses towards the 40-yard line. Daniel Jones. A trips formation out way to the right. And a pass play here. Jones going to go down the field. Has a receiver open. That one hauled in. Pass was a bit behind, but a good job by the receiver to turn his head quickly, recognize that, and come back to the ball. This carry going to get back to the line of scrimmage taken by Hill. So a fresh 12 minutes on the clock. Jones remains in at quarterback. And our first penalty of the night. It'll be 2nd and 14 now, still out of the gun. Turning and passing, going towards the end zone. Wide open, a receiver, and he drops it. Wide open in the end zone. Back in the gun again. Has 4 receivers, 3 out to his right, and a sidecar running back. Fakes the handoff, rolls out. Looks down the field, has a receiver open across the middle, and that one tips off of the hands. Jones with 4 receivers, 2 on each side. He'll throw this one out to the right. That was a timing route. Receiver did not pull the head back around.
You can tell Jones is getting more comfortable back there in the pocket. So those are the positive things you need to take away from that offensive series.
Quick handoff here. That one taken by Thomas, who scored the touchdown on the last drive on an option play. Snap is good. Back to pass, and a sack there. Taken down by Saeed Holt. Snap is good. The punt off. It's a high arcing short one. It'll take a very fortuitous bounce for the Foxes, but still great field position for the Wolverines, who take the ball at the 48-yard line. Quick handoff, and that will be swallowed up in the backfield. That'll be Jones remaining in at quarterback. Handoff taken, using speed out to the right. That one fumbled and caught again by the running back, Holt. See if they can convert here. Back to pass, a nice move there. Pressure coming, and they're not going to be able to get away from it. Foxes with a big sack there. So the Wolverines toss a couple guys out wide, see if there's any potential for a fake punt here. Rugby-style punt is taken. That's a nice punt there, and will take an even better bounce down inside the 10-yard line. Woodland Hills able to pin the Foxes deep down. It appears their own 8.
Early procedure. Offense. Penalized after this will be there. Remain. First down.
He'll drop back to pass quickly. This one going to be close to intercepted twice. Went straight through the hands of Derek Caraway.
And throwing darts out there. He's done a great job. Unfortunately, his receivers haven't helped him out much.
This snap gets away from Spina. He has to think quick on his feet, gets that one out. Ball was tipped. And he'll stick with the aerial attack. Rushing out, throwing this one deep down the field. And the receiver stopped running. This one's away. It'll be taken at the 32-yard line. Here come the Wolverines. Caraway makes a move, makes a man miss, and is able to get inside the 20-yard line. And a tackle in the backfield there by the Foxes. 2nd and 13. The Wolverines just outside the red zone now at the 22. A quick throw towards the outside shoulder. Receiver able to pull that one in. The ball was battled for, and they're going to call a touchdown. It came out at the end, but I believe the receiver had already spun and fell to the ground and was down. So either way, score is good. The kick is up and good. Kickoff team ready for the Wolverines, who will let this one fly deep down the right side. It'll be taken at the 11-yard line. The Foxes, with a bit of running room, get this one up to about the 34-yard line. Had success on their touchdown drive with a couple big completions. They'll start off with a run here. 2nd and 9 for the Foxes at their own 35-yard line, down 13 here. Snap out of the shotgun, a quick pass there. It's caught again. And Spina looked like he was ready to throw it again. He would not have been able to throw it. It would have been a flag against the Foxes had he let that one fly again. 3rd and 19 at their own 25. Again, big pressure. They tried to set up the screen, and that one comes loose, and they're going to call it a fumble. Woodland Hills able to scoop that one up. Was the runner down? He was. He picked it up on one knee, so no touchdown there, but a big fumble recovery by number 62, Damian R. Thomas. So they'll hand it off, a quick sweep to the outside, and that speed going to get Woodland Hills into the end zone yet again. That one taken by Jaquan Smith. So the hold and the kick are both good. 28-6. Woodland Hills set to kick this one off. And so number 33 lets this one fly again towards the 10-yard line, taken at the 11 by the Foxes. They'll move this one forward. Nice spin move there, gets it past the 35, up towards around the 37-yard line. As they are heading towards halftime. See if the Foxes can try and get back into this one. This one sails. Now a handoff, and that one loose again, and a fumble recovery. And a big miss there, a nice juke, and gone to the end zone. No flags on the field. And add insult to injury. Or if you look at it the other way, put a little bit of icing on the cake. Nazir Taylor. And Woodland Hills starting to turn this one into a rout. The kick again up and good, so a perfect 5 for 5 on the day. Will bounce it around the 18, taken to the 14. Now the Foxes going to try and get back into this one. Big return there, and again they get the ball between the 35 and 40-yard lines. Fairly consistent after their first return was taken quite a bit farther. So if you're just joining us, Holton Hill with rushing touchdowns to start the game. Abramovitz with a touchdown reception. Jaquan Smith, a 14-yard end around, and Nazir Taylor, a 37-yard fumble return for a touchdown just moments ago. On the other side, Braden Thomas with a 2-yard touchdown run for the Foxes. 35-6 our tally at this moment. Foxes going to keep this one on the ground to start this drive. They'll move it up over midfield, making a couple guys miss, and a nice run there down to the 45-yard line. That one taken by number 36, Micah Morris. First time we've heard his name called tonight. Morris, 12 carries for 79 yards. Just under 7 yards a carry his average, and he has a touchdown on the season. That carry good enough to move the chains forward and get the Foxes into enemy territory. We have ourselves a Wolverine down on the field. That is number 4, Ashid Page Jones. He's listed at a tight end, or rather, tight end and a linebacker. Player down for the Wolverines. Hopefully he'll be able to get up under his own strength. Coaching staff and training staff looking at him now. Let's take another look at this last play. See if we can see what may have happened. A nice run by Morris, able to jump out to the right side. Able to keep his feet moving. There we see the attempted tackle there. You see him land on his back. I don't know, Fred, if you saw anything in particular there that looked, you see their legs, looks like they might have hit knees. If you look close enough, see maybe rolled up on a little bit by his own teammate. So maybe it's a leg injury.
Yeah, that's what I would say. It looked like he got rolled up on by another teammate trying to make the tackle. And if Page Jones is out for an extended period of time, that's a situation where Woodland Hill or where Fox Chapel might want to take advantage, because Page Jones really is their main run stopper, signal caller on the defense and their middle linebacker. So, but it doesn't look like he's going to be out too long because he's jogging off the field right now.
Great to see him get up and jog off. Might have been a stinger, maybe a knee off of a helmet as he fell over one of his own teammates there. So see if he's out for more than a couple plays. Wolverines up 29. But it's the Foxes who are trying to put a drive together now. Ball at the 46-yard line after the run by Morris. They'll hand it off again, and this one swallowed up in the backfield. Morris taken down by number 55. That's Michael Lucas, the junior. Gets in the backfield in a hurry. Stops that one before it even gets started.
And after a significant run, last play, Lucas just busting through the line and was able to bring down the running back in the backfield for a loss, and a significant loss on first down.
3.5 minutes left here in the first half of play. It will be 2nd and 13. Ball now at the 49-yard line for the Foxes. Drop back to pass. Spina looking downfield. Lets this one go as a man open. And that ball sort of died and took a dive. Almost got intercepted at the end of it there. Kind of a break for both teams there. The receiver was open. The ball was a bit underthrown. So it'll be 3rd and 13 now.
Man, that's a situation where Fox Chapel really needed to take advantage, because Romango was past Coleman by a couple of yards, and unfortunately Spina wasn't able to get him the football.
So now 3rd and long for Spina. As we saw there, he has the arm to get the ball downfield. He's going to have to here. Pressure coming quickly. They'll throw that one out, and another drop by the Foxes, this receiving core. And Gary Davis having himself a tough night. That may have been his 3rd drop himself. Out to the right. Not sure they would have gotten the first down on that one. Good pressure there by Woodland Hills. Torin Best, number 28. You see him thundering towards the quarterback, Spina. They get that one out quickly, and Davis unable to come up with it. Looks like the coaching staff really thinking about what play they want to run here. They're going to keep the offense out on the field, down 29. Why not? 3 minutes and change left in this one. In the first half, rather. 4th and 13. They've got to get the ball downfield. Again, pressure. This one thrown down the field quickly and caught. A huge grab, and that will be a touchdown. That ball gets past the defender on the play. Michael Coleman went up for it, but it's number 13, Connor Romango, who had a step a couple plays ago, and he hauls in a 49-yard touchdown reception.
Yeah, and the ball went right through Michael Coleman's hands. And, good concentration by Romango to bring it in, and then there was nobody in front of him on his way to the end zone.
So with 3 minutes left in the first half, Fox Chapel able to respond and cut the bleeding. It was 3 consecutive touchdowns for the Wolverines unanswered. Now Fox Chapel going to go for 2 here. Their PAT attempt on the first touchdown by Braden Thomas was blocked. So back is Spina again, rolling out had a man open, but again, another drop by Gary Davis.
For number 2, Gary Davis falls incomplete.
So, 35-12, Woodland Hills still in front in this one, but the Foxes back on the board. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Foxes. This is MSA Sports and the Woodland Hills Football Network. Welcome back, football fans. Woodland Hills 35, Fox Chapel 12. Let's take another look at that spectacular grab. Snap was a little low. Spina able to buy himself some time, was feeling pressure there by Eric Oliver. Got that one away just over the hands, may even have been tipped by number 22, Michael Coleman. Instead, it's Connor Romango pulling that one in. And a big boost of momentum here late in the first half for the Foxes. Now the question is, can the Wolverines counter? They're still up 23 after a failed 2-point conversion. This will be a pooched kick, a squib down the middle, be taken at the 20-yard line by Caraway. He has some running room and some blockers. He's up past midfield to the 40, down to the 30, down to the 20, inside the 10, dives for the pylon. Was he marked out of bounds? He was. And wow, just as I said, can Woodland Hills return the favor? They'll start out with the ball, first and goal at the 5-yard line after a 75-yard return by Derek Caraway.
And that's nothing surprising to me, because Caraway's been doing that, for the first 2 games of the season. Anytime he gets a lane, in a return, whether it be punt or kickoff, he takes advantage of it every single time. Unfortunately for Caraway, 2 of his longer returns and a couple that resulted in touchdowns have been called back due to penalty.
No laundry on the field on that one, so first and goal, Woodland Hills looking to retaliate quickly. They'll hand this one off, streaking down towards the goal. A hard run there. Saeed Holt looking for more. Came into this game with 6 touchdowns. Has one on the evening tonight. Take another look at that one.
Yeah, Woodland Hills just ran a little bit of a counter, and Saeed Holt did a good job of just being patient and letting his block set up before he just put his head down and tried to find the end zone.
So now second and goal, ball marked down at the 2 after about a 3-yard gain by Holt. Back in under center is Whitehurst, hands this one off, and an easy touchdown run from 2 yards out, and that's Holt. And another score with just over 2 minutes to play. Another look at it here. Woodland Hills not trying to make things too complicated. A quick handoff and a 2-yard touchdown for Saeed Holt.
Yeah, again, nothing fancy, just coming from his left to his right. Took the ball, used his speed for the most part, and then once he saw there was open sailing, he just started coasting to the end zone.
So the 75-yard kick return sets up 2 carries for 5 yards by Holt. Holt. And the second of which crosses him into the end zone. So 42-12 after the made PAT. We have ourselves a 30-point Wolverines lead. You are tuned in to the Wolverines and the Foxes on MSA Sports and the Woodland Hills Football Network. Woodland Hills looking for a 3-0 start to the season. So far, so good. Up 30 in the first half on the Fox Chapel Foxes here in Fox Chapel. Take another look at that last touchdown run by Saeed Holt.
Good blocking on the outside by Hill, and a great job of Mikey Whitehurst of getting the ball down after the snap was a little high.
Kick a little short here. And again, the Fox is able to move this one into solid field position. They'll get the ball past the 40-yard line. So within 10 yards of Wolverines territory after the short kick is taken at about the 22-yard line. And the return man able to keep those feet moving up over the 42, about the 42-yard line. That was Nicholas Gizzo, the junior that plays at quarterback and defensive back. But the starting quarterback back out on Dimitri Spina, who had some flashes early in this contest, as started to pick that momentum back up after a 49-yard touchdown reception by Connor Romango. He rolls out now, gets rid of that one quickly. Too much pressure, had a man open, but couldn't thread the needle on that one. Had a couple Wolverines in the backfield, including number 78, Michael McAllister.
And fortunately for Woodland Hills, they were able to get to Spina before he could deliver a solid pass because Romango was wide open. There wasn't a Wolverine within 10, 15 yards of him.
Just under 2 minutes now left in the first half. We won't want to go anywhere. We'll have a halftime show for you during the intermission. Spina, in the meantime, rolling out, looking downfield, has a man open. This time, Davis makes the grab. Had been struggling throughout much of the night. That one should help his confidence. It'll get the ball down towards the marker. Not quite good enough for a first down. And it appears it'll be third and a long one. Ball will be marked just inside Wolverines territory at the 48-yard line. See if the Foxes can pick up that last yard here. They'll hand off, and that'll be Morris. Morris able to get himself moving towards the 35. He stood up by a couple Wolverines, including Damian T. Thomas and Jawan Hill, but not before he's able to move the chains.
I was really surprised that the Wolverines, or actually the referees, kept the flag in their pocket on that last play because it looked like towards the end of the play, Morris was slain to the turf by a couple Wolverines, but fortunately for the Wolverines, there was no flag on that play.
So a fresh set of downs now. We see again tackle coming a little late after the whistle, but no harm, no foul. Morris is healthy and all players are well. A timeout was called, and so we have a chance now with 1 minute and 20 seconds to kind of assess what we've seen tonight. Woodland Hills jumping all over the Foxes. We talked about the Foxes, a team defensively coming into this game, had not let up a lot. 23 points against West Allegheny, the top team in 5A. How impressed are you with this offense for Woodland Hills?
I'm very impressed, and they're doing it in the air and on the ground. I mean, they're taking advantage of what the defense has given them. Mikey Whitehurst and Daniel Jones look a lot more comfortable back in the pocket this week than they did last week, and the proof is showing. A touchdown pass to Abramovitz, another long completion to Abramovitz. So right now, I think they're firing on all cylinders when it comes to the offense.
Not a moment too soon. Next week, Penn Trafford, the opponent for the Wolverines. That'll be a tough test. Another quick pass out to Davis, who hauls that one in. And now the Foxes have to start thinking about clock as we tick down to a minute left. We'll have the ball at the 36-yard line. Take another look at that quick out. Davis not able to get out of bounds on that one, so the clock continues to run. Now a big run, a stiff arm by Morris. He spins back inbounds. Was he able to get out? It appears that he was. A smart heads-up play there by Morris, who initially made the spin move to get himself down the field, as we'll take another look at it here. Another nice run from the junior. Good combinations of size and speed. Eventually he's able to get that elbow down outside on that black part of the turf, out of bounds. And so the clock's, well, they have the clock running, so I guess he didn't get out of bounds. Down to 30 seconds, first and 10 at the 21. They looked for the one-on-one matchup towards the end zone, diving out for it. That one just beyond the grasp of Connor Romango, who was looking for his second touchdown grab of the early evening here. Good job by Spina to put that ball where only his receiver could get it, but unable to come up with it is the receiver, Romango. 27 seconds left. One timeout left for the Foxes. The Wolverines have a pair. Now they'll spread the running back out wide in Morris, so a 5-receiver set here. Pass upcoming. That's a short one across the middle, tipped a couple times by a couple Wolverines. Romango was the last one that had an attempt to get his hands on that one, but falls to the ground. 3rd and 10. Ball still at the 21-yard line.
Number 11, Nazir Taylor, was in the neighborhood as well, looking for his second touchdown of the game via defense. I think if he'd have just looked up a little bit sooner, it bounced right off his helmet.
So the Wolverines unable to come up with that one. They've done a great job turning the Foxes over tonight. A couple fumble recoveries. 42-12. Fox is trying to get back into this one. Quick pass across the middle. That one's caught down inside the 15. Clock trails to 13 seconds. They haven't stopped the clock yet, although the timeout was called. About 3 or 4 seconds trailed off after the timeout was signaled. We'll see if they go and fix that clock situation. In the meantime, since we have a timeout, we'll step aside for just a second here. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Foxes here on MSA Sports and the Woodland Hills Football Network. Fox Chapel threatening, trying to put some more points on the board before we head into the half. 54 points in total between the two teams here in the first half. 42 of them scored by Woodland Hills, who leads by 30. Fox Chapel trying to claw their way back into this one. And a bad snap here. That one gets loose. And a nice move there by Spina. He got away for a moment. Now that one's scooped up. No, Wolverines eventually finally get that one. Less than 10 seconds left. Let's see, can they run it back? Taken out of bounds around midfield. A helter-skelter play there. Damian T. Thomas, the third fumble recovery for the Foxes, and that one hurts. They were threatening here late to at least get 3, and now they will get none. Wouldn't be surprised to see Woodland Hills come out and sit on this one. Take a 30-point lead into the half.
And surprisingly, Saeed Holt had his hands on the ball. Typically, once he gets his 2 paws around the ball, he picks it up and is usually scooping and scoring. But Woodland Hills was able to recover the ball. Damian T. Thomas, number 13, was able to corral it and run it up the field.
And so a knee taken by the Wolverines, and we will head into halftime. Don't go anywhere. We'll have the halftime show up here next. But as it stands right now, it is Woodland Hills 42 at the break and Fox Chapel 12. And what can you say? Total dominance in that first half by the Wolverines.
For the most part, yeah, it has been. Really on offense, they're shining, and they're doing a great job of really moving the ball, pushing the Fox Chapel Foxes around, who last week had a great game against West A. This week, not so much, but opportunities by the defense have really set up the Wolverines in prime position.
The Wolverines have taken care of those opportunities and capitalized on them to build a 30-point halftime lead. We'll step aside here for the halftime show. When we return, Fox Chapel tries to get back into it, but it's the Wolverines up 30, Woodland Hills 42, Fox Chapel 12. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Foxes here on MSA Sports and the Woodland Hills Football Network. Welcome back, everyone. Getting ready now for the second half of action between the Woodland Hills Wolverines and the Fox Chapel Foxes. Vince Russo in for Adam Gusky, Fred Guy alongside as the crowd sings along to Sweet Caroline. And Fred, I don't think there's a school around just about anywhere that doesn't think that Sweet Caroline is their thing.
No, I mean, everybody seems to have this going right away. You got to give your hats off to the Fox Chapel student section, because they're doing a great job. Despite the score, they're still chanting and raving. And in general, across all of their sports, their student section has always been very good. I've had the fortune of coaching volleyball at Woodland Hills for a few years, and every time we play Fox Chapel, their student section was rowdy, even though, no matter what the competition was like, they were always there in full force to support their team.
And that's got to transition to, on the field or on the court. That's got to feel great for the athletes.
Oh, yeah, it definitely gives you a boost when you're out there. And it's just good morale for the school, the students, and the community.
So a couple halftime stats as we head into the third quarter. Woodland Hills, 22 plays, 175 yards. 42 plays for Fox Chapel, 148 yards. Couple big stats here that jump out. 4 fumbles by Fox Chapel, 3 recovered by Woodland Hills. We saw one of them taken back to the house by Nazir Taylor. And so we have Saeed Holt with 7 carries, 79 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And we have a beautiful night here for some football. It's starting to cool down a little bit. 74 degrees outside. We're about 30 seconds away from starting off. Woodland Hills receive the ball, so they'll set to kick off here momentarily. A couple other individual stats. Dimitri Spina, the quarterback for Fox Chapel, as we show you some of our fine sponsors that make these broadcasts possible. Like Dimitri Spina, 9 of 21, 101 yards, and a touchdown pass. He hooked up with Connor Romango, who has 3 receptions, 74 yards, and a touchdown. It's him and Braden Thomas with the 2 scores on the day. Thomas with 4 carries, 10 yards, and the touchdown. Michael Morris leads Fox Chapel in rushing with 4 carries, 30 yards. Juwan Hill also has 5 carries, 17 yards, a touchdown. Jaquan Smith, another touchdown from 14 yards out. Jones and Whitehurst combining to go 3 for 6 for 66 yards and a touchdown. Abramovitz with all 3 of those receptions. And so, 2 quick returns by Derek Carraway, including a 75-yard return. He is 2 for 97. Juwan Hill also with a 32-yard return on the other side. Nicholas Gizzo with 3 returns for 76 yards, and Romango with 2 for 60. So the teams preparing to do battle here in the second half. We look at next week's matchup against the Penn Trafford Warriors. And you never want to look too far ahead. This game's still with a whole half to play, Fred, but what do you expect out of next week against the Warriors?
I really expect them to throw the ball all over the lot if they get an opportunity to. Penn Trafford typically has a high-powered offense. I know their running game has stepped up, but I think if they want to get a win or try to get a victory against the Woodland Hills Wolverines, them throwing the ball is going to be the key.
Penn Trafford ranked 5th in 5A, Woodland Hills right now in 3rd. As we said, the top 3 teams in 5A all hail from the Allegheny 9 Conference. West Allegheny in 1st, Upper St. Clair, the 2nd-ranked team. Woodland Hills, your number 3 team, and they're showing why they're ranked so high according to MSASports.net, as they are up 42-12 to start this second half. And depending on how these first couple minutes go, Fred, how long do you think that the Wolverines keep some of those bigger names like Holt, Jones, Whitehurst, Abramovitz in the game?
Look for Abramovitz and Holt to stay in, at least defensively. I think they want to try to preserve this win as much as they can before they start bringing in some of the younger guys. Offensively, Whitehurst and Jones will probably take a series each to start the 3rd quarter and then see where things play out from there.
Foxes with a short return there. Good kick return defense. We saw a couple holes early. Wolverines have done a good job to shut down all of those avenues. Good adjustments by head coach George Novak, who's looking for his 300th victory in his career. He would join some very elite company, would be only the 3rd WPIL coach to achieve that mark. Novak, a coach starting at Steel Valley, has been at Woodland Hills for quite some time now. Morris will get the first carry of the second half. He'll keep his feet moving. The pile will move, and he will be down after a gain of about 5 or 6 yards. 2nd and 4 upcoming. Ball will be placed at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Fox Chapel's just ready to roll over and give up this ball game. They came out with some urgency on that first play and picking up some nice yards on the first down.
So Morris with another nice run. Has 5 carries for 36 yards. Now a pass, some pressure coming, a nice block by Morris, and a fumble, and a recovery, and a touchdown on the 2nd play of the half. Textbook, a beautiful swat from behind, the scoop and the score, and it's Abramovitz who comes up with the touchdown.
And I think Saeed Holt came off of the right side pretty much untouched, and had Spina in his crosshairs and was able to get the strip sack, and then Abramovitz, it just really popped right into his hands, and then again, nobody in front of him to stop him on his way to the end zone.
A 25-yard fumble recovery touchdown for Abramovich, his second touchdown of the evening. And the lead grows, and some of that student section at least leaving their seats momentarily. Maybe going to get some popcorn, nachos, who knows. That one, that snap a bit errant, taken down, so no PAT on that one. Let's take another look at that one. That one whiffed on by the kicker. You don't see that very often. A little Charlie Brown action.
I mean, it wasn't like Mikey Whitehurst played the role of Lucy and pulled the ball away. It looked like the ball was still on the turf, but he looks like Hanchik just missed the kick.
So he was a perfect 6 for 6. Take another look at it. And that's going to get Whitehurst walloped on the play, so a double whammy. But all is well. Still a 36-point lead for Woodland Hills. Not much to scoff at there. And so the kickoff team regroups. And now a chance to recover here. That's the thing for Hanchett. He missed the PAT, but he gets a chance to come out and hopefully send this one deep.
Yeah, and up until that point, having a miraculous game in terms of PATs. Really hasn't had a chance to kick any field goals because Woodland Hills has converted now, I believe, 4 turnovers into points, and all of those points have been touchdowns.
48-12 our score here on MSA Sports and the Woodland Hills Football Network. Thank you all for joining us this evening in what has been an offensive showcase by the Wolverines. Overall, a game full of offense, 60 combined points. This one takes a bounce, will be taken at the 14 by the Foxes. They'll try and get it up, and will only get it to the 26-yard line, so that's where the Foxes will start. After a 5th turnover, that defense for Woodland Hills has really turned it on tonight.
Man, I don't know what Coach Whitehurst said. Coach Whitehurst coaches the special teams for Woodland Hills. I don't know what he said to his kickoff team at halftime, but they've done a great job so far in these first 2 kickoffs of really limiting the Fox Chapel Foxes to minimum yards on their kick returns.
So 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line as it's now marked. Foxes with 3 receivers, 2 outright, a couple running backs, and that pistol formation. They'll hand it off here. A nice cut up the field. Morris with some room. He's able to break away from a couple. He keeps those feet moving, and he'll get up past midfield to the 48, and a flag out about 5 yards behind where Morris was taken down. Might be a horse collar. I saw some grabbing at the back of the jersey. A lot of penalties in this contest.
There's no foul on the play.
And they'll pick that one up as well. So still we've only seen 2 penalties on the evening. For just 9 yards. Nice run there by Morris, turning on the Jets and keeping those feet moving. This one will be stopped well behind the line. So a couple flashes for Morris, Spina, and the offense for the Foxes, but by and large, no consistent attack. Wolverines have done well to sniff that out, put an end to it.
Yeah, it seems like Fox Chapel, what's going on in their offense is they make a good play, and then on the very next play, something bad happens for them, like a 3-yard loss on 1st down.
So now backed up to 2nd and 12. Spina will go back to pass. This one into traffic, double coverage. Lucky that one wasn't intercepted. So the ball at midfield, 3rd and 12.
And that's probably the 3rd interception that Woodland Hills has let go through their hands so far in this ball game. It seems like the defense and the secondary, especially the secondary, they're in the right place, but they just can't seem to, get a good grasp on the ball and haul it in for an interception.
So a chance to convert here. The Foxes are 4 of 10 on 3rd down thus far tonight. They'll We'll have a bit of a ways to go here. 12 yards, looking down the field towards the left. That one well overthrown. And so what would seem like a punting situation, but the offense has not left the field yet for the Foxes.
And I think Spina likes the fact that Romango is being covered by Michael Coleman, who's a sophomore. Seems to like that matchup because he's gone that way quite a number of times tonight.
Coleman almost had his hands on an interception. It tipped off of his fingertips and into the arms of the receiver, Connor Romango, who took it to the house for 6. So maybe trying to duplicate those results here again. They'll go for it on 4th and 12 from midfield. They'll set up the screen, incomplete. So Woodland Hills takes over right at midfield, up 36.
Yeah, Woodland Hills did a great job of sniffing out that wide receiver screen. Fox Chapel didn't really do much to disguise it, to be honest with you, but Wolverines did a great job of sniffing it out and getting the turnover on downs.
I think what I really like about Woodland Hills and their defense, between the defensive linemen and the linebackers, those hands are up and they're active. Anytime there's a pass call from the sidelines, their hands are instantaneously up whenever they hear a ball call and that ball beginning to be released.
Yeah, and Spina is not a smaller quarterback, listed at 6'2", so those guys are doing a good job of getting hands up and batting some balls down.
So 1st and 10 from midfield, handoff here, and a nice form tackle to keep that from going very far. And the tackle by Gary Davis. Davis comes up with the form tackle to push the pile back a couple yards off of the carry by Juwan Hill. Take another look.
Yeah, it looked like that play took a little bit longer to develop than I think Woodland Hills wanted it to. Like Jones was waiting a few seconds for Juwan Hill to take the ball out of his hands, giving Gary Davis an opportunity to come up to the line of scrimmage.
Davis on the other side of the ball, 3 receptions for 25 yards. So 2nd and 12 now. Fake the screen, they look downfield, they were looking for Taylor. Nazir Taylor had a bit of room to work with, but the ball was underthrown, so it'll be 3rd and long now, this time for Woodland Hills, who is yet to convert on 3rd down. They are 0 of 3 on the evening.
And that might have been a good thing that ball was thrown basically to the ground, because there was 3 Fox Chapel Foxes in the area, and if that ball would have been delivered towards Taylor's chest, that might have been picked off.
Or he might have been taken out on the play. We have a flag here that blows this one dead, and looks like that'll be, in all likelihood, a false start on what looked like a sort of reverse play there.
Illegal procedure, offense. 5-yard penalty, replay 3rd down.
So an illegal procedure penalty will move the Wolverines back 5 and make it that much harder. 3rd and 17, they'll replay the down. Ball is now positioned at the 44-yard line. About halfway through this 3rd quarter already, moving along. You're on MSA Sports and the Woodland Hills Football Network. 3rd and 17. Jones back, throws it across the middle. That one almost picked off as well, tipped by a couple players. Nicholas Gizzo can't believe he didn't come down with that. The 6-foot corner kicking himself for not putting his hands on that one. Let's take another look.
And it's really tough to deliver an accurate pass when your feet are moving as much as Daniel Jones. His feet were moving on that last play. He didn't seem very comfortable getting into that pass, and then as a result, the ball was thrown high.
So punt formation now on 4th and 17 from the 44. And a quick punt there. Be taken on a dime by Gizzo. Makes a couple miss. Now he has an avenue, a little bit of speed forward. He gets towards midfield. Has a couple blockers, puts on the Jets, over down past the 30, and will be taken down at the 22-yard line. A couple really nice moves there And eventually, after falling behind in that foot race, it's Anthony Perkins who's able to track down the return man Gizzo and save the touchdown. And again, we have a Wolverine down on the play. And a penalty comes in late on a block. So 15 yards will be taken off the spot of the foul. So the Foxes will find themselves going backwards before they even get a chance to go forward. Let's see if we can take another look here. At this return and potential injury.
Looks like it might have been roughing the kicker. And I think it was against Fox Chapel, so I think Woodland Hills is going to retain possession.
That is correct. The roughing the kicker penalty negates what was a great return there, and the injury appears to be to Michael Whitehurst, starting quarterback. After going up early, it had been mostly Daniel Jones behind center, but still with Penn Trafford next week, not a good sign to see an injury to your main signal caller. Just over 4 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Chance for Woodland Hills to salt away more of the clock, but they're going to go to the air here, down quickly, and a lot of contact there. No flag. It seemed like both sides were getting their hands tangled up a little bit, but I'm honestly a little surprised we didn't see any laundry on that play.
I am too. I thought the Fox Chapel Fox defender who was out there was very handsy with Abramovitz, but again, really haven't seen too much by way of flags. 4 so far in this ball game, 1 by Woodland Hills and 3 penalties by Fox Chapel. I'm sorry, 2 and 2. Let's see.
Quick handoff, taken to the right, a little bit of room to work with here. That is Hill, and he will gain enough for a first down. And we saw that replay. I don't see how you don't call that one when Abramovitz is trying to turn his body and come back to the ball, and the defender is impeding his ability to try and gain traction to come back for that ball.
I think at 48-12, it's probably not going to get called. I mean, if it's more of a closer ball game, something on the line, yeah, that's going to happen. But no, I don't think at this juncture in the game that was even necessary.
Wolverines still in good shape regardless. 1st and 10 at the 31. A quick handoff here and a bit of room to work with. A nice cut there and off to the end zone. No one's going to catch him. Turning on the Jets, it's number 25, Smith, and he will have his 2nd touchdown of the night. And Jaquan Smith makes it 54-12.
That was a very nice run by Jaquan Smith. Once you see the replay on television, you're going to see once he gets past the line of scrimmage, he makes one nifty move and then breaks free. And that nifty move, that defender had him right dead to rights for a tackle, but was able to slip by him and into the end zone.
So Smith takes that one 31 yards for a touchdown. And the score now, 54-12, pending the point after attempt. Kick is up. And no good. So 2 misses in a row after 6 surefire kicks. Kicker for Woodland Hills, number 33, Charles Anchett. And so the sophomore will try and rebound and regroup with the upcoming kickoff attempt. We'll see this one go just a bit left, but not of huge salience at this point in the contest with a 42-point lead. Woodland Hills out in front. They forced 4 turnovers tonight. 5 total fumbles by Fox Chapel, and that's going to be something when they break down this film that, I don't know if it's a 42-point difference, Fred, but Those 4 fumbles really took them out of really getting a chance to really see how they stack up against one of the better teams in 5A.
Yeah, and especially when all of those fumbles lead to Woodland Hills touchdowns. And Vince, we forgot to mention too, with the 42-point lead, that this game is now in the modified timekeeping system, which means there's going to be a continuous clock with the exception of change of possession.
So another short kick. This one gets through the legs of the return man. They pick it up at the 8-yard line with a swarm of white jerseys around. So great coverage there. This ball down to inside the 10. First and 10, well within their own territory. There's a big miscue there by the return man, number 23, Corey Simmons. So with the running clock, we're down under 2 minutes left in the third quarter. This one well in hand for the Wolverines, who lead by 42. A quick run here and a bit of room to work with.
And unfortunately, I think that's going to come back because there's a flag on the field.
Also a player down, that run by Morris, and a player who looks to be in pain, not moving hardly at all, is number 61. That is Zong. 6-foot offensive lineman, 253 pounds. Let's look again to see what happens to Zong here on the play. Number 61.
Formation on the offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
So the call is
Officials timeout for an injury.
a legal formation, and we have ourselves an injury timeout. So while there's a timeout on the field, we'll take a timeout here. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Foxes. This is MSA Sports and the Woodland Hills Football Network. So we return to action with the injured player Zong able to get up under his own power. He'll head over to the bench. He is in some major pain. Hopefully he's able to get back after it. If not this week, hopefully next week for Fox Chapel. So as it stands, 54-12. Wolverines out in front in this one in the driver's seat. A running clock has it under a minute. And another pause in the action. There'll be a delay of game on the offense, so things go from bad to worse there after the injury. Fox is unable to regroup fast enough in the 25 seconds allotted. You've got to be cognizant of that running clock now. Even after an incomplete pass or anything like that, you only have 25 seconds to get back into the play. Morris with another carry here, a flag around where he was tackled. He was able to get a couple back up towards the 10-yard line. We'll see what happens here on the call. It'll be a holding call. So we hadn't seen many penalties.
With an illegal block in the back during the run. That penalty is declined. Fourth down. Second down.
Second down upcoming for the Foxes. We hadn't seen much laundry in this game overall, but a couple flags creeping in here late in the third quarter. Team starting to get perhaps a little fatigued. Foxes a bit frustrated. A deep pass here towards the marker and a big hit. No catch there. Receiver takes a second to get up.
That's the end of the third quarter.
Might have a concussion as we see the receiver struggling to get up. That's Connor Romango, who has a touchdown in this game. He tried to get up a couple times. Now it looks like it might be something around his ankles or his legs. Either way, we see the third quarter come to a close, so we will step aside. When we return, we'll start the fourth quarter off with the Wolverines up 42. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Foxes here on MSA Sports and the Woodland Hills Football Network. The teams will switch sides as we start the fourth quarter here with Woodland Hills on top 54-12. During that break, Fred, you brought up a good point that it's still early in the season. It's a hot day out, as we saw 74 degrees outside, high humidity. Some of these players starting to battle cramps here late in this contest.
Yeah, and that really attributes to not getting rehydrated during halftime. You have 20 minutes to get yourself situated, but some of these players, are too intense and too into the game that they don't feel that hydration is necessary, and cramps are the end result.
Third down and long, a passing play here. That one knocked away. A nice defensive play there by Jaquan Smith. So Smith comes up with the pass deflection after scoring a touchdown on the last possession. He has 2 on the evening. And now he'll step back to return this punt as it is 4th and 15. Fox Chapel the ball on their own 9-yard line. As we said, a running clock with the game getting well out of hand. Nice tune-up for the Wolverines as they prepare for Penn Trafford next week in a matchup of the Wolverines at number 3 and the Warriors at number 5 overall in the 5A rankings according to MSA Sports. This one will be taken, and a nice form tackle there right away. Wrapped up by number 11, that's Nicholas Gizzo. And so the Foxes, though, will take over. The one time the clock does stop on a change of possession, 11 minutes and 4 seconds left. So the ball at the 42-yard line. Foxes with the ball, or rather the Wolverines, I apologize. Wolverines with good field position. We see the band is well engaged and enjoying what they're seeing tonight out of their counterparts down on the field. So the clock resumes here. Woodland Hills rushes to the line with a little over 10 seconds left to snap the ball here. Up by 42.
It looks like Woodland Hills is going to go with a new quarterback, number 15, Israel Reed.
He'll fumble the snap on the first play, and luckily he's able to pick it up with his knee on the ground, so it'll be blown dead. Reed, a sophomore.
And seeing his first varsity action of the season.
He struggled to handle that one. He was looking like he was going to hand that off to Jaden Lucas, another sophomore, as we see some youth getting implemented into the game with the score as lopsided as it is. Now take 2, 2nd and 14. See if Reed and Lucas can hook up here. They'll go to the air, and that one a little overthrown by the sophomore. So 3rd and 14 here. Quick 3-step drop, and the pass just sails over the intended receiver. So 3rd and long now, upcoming for the Wolverines. Quick handoff out to the right side. This one will be swallowed up before it gets more than back to the line of scrimmage, although a flag in the backfield. Looks like it'll be a holding call against Woodland Hills. Fox Chapel will accept the penalty push.
Penalty on the offense. Penalty is declined.
Oh, no, they won't. They'll decline the penalty, which will bring up 4th down. And another decision that is impacted by a running clock. You get the ball back, so you only have so much time to work with here.
Coach Novak's going to keep his offense on the field, get some of these younger players some varsity experience. I think it's a great idea.
So they're going to go for it on 4th and 13 at the 45-yard line. Rolling out is Reed, looking down the field. A nice pass there, but it's a bit too high. Put a nice spiral on it, but could not hit the intended receiver, Tymere Davis, or rather Joshua Rawlings. Rawlings, a big target, a 6'5", 205-pound tight end. The freshman getting the target there. but Reed unable to hook up with him.
And I like the fact that Coach Novak's trying to get Reed some passing plays, get him comfortable back there, calling the signals and getting the ball out into the flats, trying to do what you can do to get your quarterback some experience in this limited time.
And I think, again, one of the things that helps is that no matter what play they run, Fred, the clock's still going to continue to run.
Yeah, and that bodes well for the Wolverine defense. I mean, they've been out there for quite some time. I mean, Fox Chapel in the first half led in time of possession. They've probably clearly had more time of possession so far in the second half as well.
A quick scamper there will pick up first down yardage. That taken by Nicholas Gizzo, who's had his legs churning all night in the return game. And on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. A quick hurry back to the line here. And that one picked up quickly, but a bad snap. That one just sort of rolled back to the quarterback. And so rushing up to get under it is the quarterback Gizzo, who takes over for Spina, whose evening ends. Both teams deciding to pull a lot of the regulars. Look forward to next week.
And I didn't think Spina had played a terrible ball game. I think he was a victim of a lot of drop passes by his wide receivers, and I think he was able to get the ball out cleanly and do a good job for the Fox Chapel Foxes.
Nice carry here by Gizzo, who's able to take the ball down around more first down yardage. And they will move the chains. Ball placed at the 34-yard line, so a couple big carries here. As the junior Gizzo's able to weave through the defense. Read option there, decides to keep it himself, calls his own number, and moves the chains. This time he will hand it off. And I believe that's Morris. Morris dragging would-be tacklers for another first down, down to the 18-yard line.
And Morris is not a small running back by any means, listed at 5'11", 230 pounds. When you get those legs churning at 230 pounds, you know, that's a big load to bring down. And Woodland Hills really just needs to try to chop out his legs and make some nice form tackles.
See what they can do here in pursuit of Gizzo. He tries to get away, does get away, is able to move forward. He'll get down to about the 16, so he'll gain a couple. Clock winds down below 6 minutes, less than half of this final fourth quarter here. Good speed by Gizzo, able to get to the outside. Eventually a gang tackle there by upwards of 5 Wolverines is able to force him out at the 16, so it'll be 2nd and 8. Gizzo and the Foxes looking for a late score in this one. Looks like a flag comes out. Legal procedure will move them back 5 yards, so Gizzo's 2-yard scamper nullified by a 5-yard penalty. So the ball moves back to the 21-yard line. Chapel with 12 points currently, trying to put 6 more on the board. Rolling out, looking for some help. Gizzo sees nothing, and he gets taken down back around the 25, so 2 plays in a row. Gizzo tries to call his own number and isn't able to get much of anything.
Yeah, I didn't see what number the second wide receiver in was, but it looked like he was wide open around the 15, anywhere between the 15 and 10-yard line, and Gizzo just didn't see him or didn't feel comfortable throwing it to him. But you know, I think that was a wasted opportunity.
Student section for Woodland Hills travels well. Nice group of fans there. Another bobbled snap, and Gizzo has to fall on that one. So now, after having 1st and 10 at the 18, it'll be 4th and 18 at the 30. We see some tempers flaring here late in the game. This one has gotten ugly, and I can believe that the Foxes will have taken offense to it. Looks like Gizzo was hurt on the play as well, which might have been a reason that we see a feud between the two teams. But it looks like just cramping as we see the trainers stretching him out. While he gets stretched out and the teams take a timeout, we'll step aside momentarily. You're tuned in to the Wolverines and the Foxes on MSA Sports and the Woodland Hills Football Network. Gizzo up and back over to the bench. His own strength, so back into the game is Spina now. Thought we'd seen the last of him. He'll step back in on a 4th and 21 from the 30-yard line. He's going to have to get this ball downfield. Has the time, has a man open, a nice catch behind his body, but it won't be enough to move the chains. Hauled in by number 24, Jacob Wecht. And the junior upended before he can get the ball down far enough. So the clock will stop with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left as the Wolverines take possession over at their own 15-yard line.
And Trevine Brooks making a nice tackle, number 31, form tackle, holding the receiver for Fox Chapel well under the first down lead stick.
54-12, Wolverines on top, clock back up and running under 3 minutes. Eyeing up a matchup next week with the Penn Trafford Warriors. It'll be number 3, the Wolverines, against number 5, the Warriors in 5A. Should be a great matchup. Carry out to the right. That one nets a couple yards. Carry by number 40. It'll be Anthony Bullock Meredith. Sophomore, listed at 5'10", 164 pounds.
Will be by number 54, Adam Wu.
Stop made by Adam Wu.
Second down and 8.
So 2nd and 8, ball now at the 17-yard line. Wolverines just trying to kill this clock and get out of here with a 3-0 record. Quick completion out towards the side. Receiver tackled out of bounds. Won't matter. The clock will keep running. That reception by Devin Garrison, senior receiver.
Pushed out of bounds by 24, Jacob Wecht.
So under 90 seconds left to play here in this contest, and all things going well for the Wolverines. Fred, what do you like most about this victory for the Wolverines here tonight?
The opportunities they've had with the Fox Chapel Foxes turnovers. They did a great job of converting all of the turnovers into touchdowns and points. And really, defensively, I thought they did a great job all night of just really taking it to Fox Chapel. Did the whole bend but not break type of thing, only giving up 12 points, which is well below their season average against a solid Fox Chapel team.
Nice run there by Anthony Bullock Meredith. Doesn't seem like who they put back in that backfield, but all of the running backs tonight been able to find space and be able to make moves and make people miss.
Yeah, which is really impressive considering you have a young team out there right now, mostly sophomores. And just think, these guys have to wake up early tomorrow morning and play another football game.
So a 2-second difference from the play clock to the game clock, which means that no further plays will need to be run here. This one will end as the final few seconds tick off the clock. And that is victory number 300, folks, for head coach George Novak. He's now 300, 136-1 combined. Steel Valley with most of those victories coming here at Woodland Hills. He's brought 5 titles to the Wolverines and now 300 victories for a humble yet successful coach.
Yeah, Coach Novak will definitely downplay the fact that he got his 300th win He's probably more happy that he's 3-0 in the he's 3-0 season record, 2-0 in the conference, and marching along towards a really interesting matchup next week against Penn Trafford.
I was going to say he can't take too long to celebrate, and his team can't either. They have a huge matchup next week against Penn Trafford, and what will be a big showcase that will determine what the final outcome in this Allegheny 9 conference will be in its inaugural season at the 5A level. And so we talked about turnovers being cashed in. We saw running back by committee coming in, doing a great job. What other positives can we take away from this romp that the Woodland Hills Wolverines dished out tonight?
They actually played pretty well on special teams, too. I mean, anytime, and the theme of Woodland Hills this season is control all facets of the game. In every game so far, they did. They've been able to put points on the board offensively, defensively, and on special teams. And this, I mean, even though they didn't score any special teams touchdowns, the 175-yard kickoff return by Caraway, I believe, really set them up in prime position to put some more points on the board.
Don't go anywhere. When we return, we will have the State Senator Jay Costa post-game show. Final score here tonight, Woodland Hills 54-12. When we come back, we'll have the post-game show, including the Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home play of the game and the State Senator Jay Costa player of the game, along with a recap of all the scoring and some highlights. You're listening to MSA Sports and watching the Woodland Hills Football Network.